Hello everyone, welcome back to FFF. My holiday break is finally over, which definitely means more uploads coming your way. In today's video, I will be ranking the French presidents of the Fifth Republic in a tier list. This tier list will be solely based on how memorable I thought they were while they were at the job, which means my personal opinion will be used. Feel free to have a different one to mine and share your thoughts in the comments down below. So, this is how the tier list looks. From top to bottom, we've got iconic, followed by memorable, followed by significant, and finally, forgettable. To kick things off, Charles de Gaulle, president from 1958 to 1969. He is, in my opinion, the most iconic president we've had so far. Firstly, you can't discuss de Gaulle without mentioning his part in World War II as one of the resistance's leaders. His famous radio appeal of the 18th of June founded the movement and inspired many to fight back against Nazi occupation in France. His comeback to politics in 1958, after previously retiring, was also iconic, as he ended French occupation in Algeria, which fulfilled his campaign's promise. During his time as president, he also survived a putsch or insurrection attempt from generals who tried to take power. Multiple assassination attempts failed. However, his mandate wasn't all flowers and bees. Student strikes in May 68 led to mass riots and protests from workforce members who pushed for a boost of the SMIC, today's SMIC, or minimal income. In the end, what made his downfall was the huge difference between his generation's ideology and the younger folk who demanded new blood in the office. His exit was especially iconic, the former general promising to resign 4 years into his second term if his referendum for the regionalization and reform of the Senate law was not accepted. The no prevailed by 52.4% and he kept his promise. All in all, whether you are a fan of his policies or not, most French people will agree he deserves to be in the iconic category. Next off, we had Georges Pompidou, who came to power in 1969 after de Gaulle's resignation. He was also the first president to die while still at the job of blood cancer in 1974. He inaugurated the Parisian Peripheric Road, advocating for automobile usage, building 400 additional high roads. Despite working for industrial and economic growth, he also strived for modernization and created the Ecology Ministry. Alongside de Gaulle, he was the most popular president during his mandate. Internationally, he desired independence from the United States, working to enlarge the European Union. In my opinion, though many only remember him by name today, or for the Pompidou Arts and Culture Center in Paris, I'd consider his impact significant. After Pompidou's untimely death came Valéry Giscard d'Estaing in 1974. Now, in all honesty, I believe he will be forgotten eventually. During his time in office, France experienced the liberalization of social issues, including the right to divorce, use contraception, and abort. However, this was mostly Simone Weil's work, whom the law was named after. France also turned towards nuclear power, which still holds a significant place in its modern energy system. The age of majority became 18 years old from 21. But like most presidents, he was involved in quite a few scandals, notably the incident of the Bokassa diamonds, a supposed president from Central Africa worth 150,000 euros, big money in those days. He refused to respond to the situation at the time, which only aggravated it. Nevertheless, I'll keep Giscard d'Estaing in the forgotten category. François Mitterrand was France's longest-serving president, holding the job down for 14 years while also being the first socialist president of the Fifth Republic. He notably abolished the death penalty and established the Mitterrand Doctrine, refusing the extradition of Italian far-left terrorists who hadn't committed blood crimes. During his second mandate, he decided to take part in the Gulf War alongside the United States and signed the Maastricht Treaty, one of Europe's founding institutions, which created a unique market, the euro, and European citizenship. He also served two eventful cohabitations, meaning alongside a prime minister of opposing ideology, Jacques Chirac, Then Edouard Balladur. All things taken into consideration, I'd say he makes a case for memorable, but I will place him insignificant. Speaking of Jacques Chirac, he is the next president on this list. Arriving in 1995 and serving 2 mandates, he notably removed the mandatory military service, replaced by today's Defense and Military Day, or JCD. He reduced the presidency from 7 years to 5, and unlike his predecessors, took a different approach to the Shoah, recognizing France's role in it and issuing a public apology. In 2003, he refused to take part in the Iraq War. I believe he is a memorable president, especially for his eccentric personality. The coup de poker that he bet on dissolved the National Assembly as he didn't have absolute majority, but then lost his majority to the Socialist Party, having to endure a cohabitation period alongside Lionel Jospin. When in 1998 France won the World Cup, a symbol of integration as the team had many players originating from former colonies, Chirac, like most presidents, was present to cheer on the players. It did, however, lead to this hilariously famous video in which the president was caught not actually knowing the players' names. The next two were fierce rivals, but in my opinion, both forgettable. Nicolas Sarkozy in 2007, followed by François Hollande in 2012. The former will perhaps be remembered more for his tumultuous life outside of work, as he was recently sentenced to prison for financial crimes. He did, however, bring forth some change, as universities were given more autonomy on how they organize their patrimony, tougher immigration and interior justice rules were issued, and territorial reforms were put in place, notably the creation of a territorial councillor who owns a seat at the department, but also the region, to bring them together. The latter was known for being a normal president, which brought him to power. He too was involved in scandals, cheating on the First Lady with famous actress Julie Gaillet. He did reform gay marriage and adoption laws, and intervened in Mali against terrorist groups, but for the most part, I don't believe either of them qualify for the significant category. And finally, current President Emmanuel Macron, who took power in 2017. I will only be reviewing his first mandate for today. He is so far the youngest president of the Fifth Republic and the youngest French leader since Napoleon Bonaparte. In my opinion, he will be a memorable president, definitely in school history books, due to the crises that occurred during his first mandate. Notably, the Yellow Jackets crisis, when a movement of unhappy protesters blocked roads because of fuel taxes going up. COVID will also probably be a part of the reason he will be remembered, his Nous sommes en guerre, or We are in a war speech, being quite memorable in my opinion. So here's my list showing up on your screen right about now. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share your tier list in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and stay tuned.